Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. So guys, up here in Canada, we often get products ahead of time from other countries, including the United States. But I have to tell you, today, Brazil got something really, really special, particularly for Master Universe fans. If you enjoy this type of content, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. I post up to 2 episodes a week and hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys will always know when new episodes are posted. So guys, without further ado, let's take a look at what Brazil is getting way ahead of everybody else. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure we're going to be getting these in North America. Let's have a look. So guys, this news comes to us courtesy of Canal dos Mineros. They are an amazing source for Master Universe every single day. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Definitely head over to their Instagram page as well as their YouTube page. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Guys, the dynamic duo over at Canal dos Mineros has come through once again. And honestly, this is one figure set which is right up their alley. They have just announced that they have found a brand new set of Master Universe figures, which seems to be exclusive only to Brazil. Man, this is absolutely crazy, and I wanted to share this news with you guys. Check this out. If we click on this image right in the middle, and we're going to have to do a little bit of translation here, but according to Canal dos Mineros, they say that there is a new Motu collection coming out of the oven being registered on the Re-Happy website. Figures of 18 centimeters, basically 7 inches. Apparently this time, Brazil came out ahead. Wave 1, He-Man, Skeletor, Mentor, and Aquatic. Amazing, guys. Let's have a look at these guys at a closer level. If we head over to Re-Happy and do a little bit of Master Universe searching, eventually we will be able to find some of the characters. As a matter of fact, here we have He-Man. I cannot speak Portuguese to save my life, but I believe this does translate to collectible figures for Master Universe, He-Man, Mattel. And let's take a look at some of these images, guys. I think you're going to be very impressed by this because honestly, I was very, very impressed when I had a look at them. Check it out. Yeah, you can definitely tell that these are not Master Universe Origins figures. These are very, very different. And at first glance, I was like, this is very interesting. They sort of look like the Titan Heroes series that is currently being sold at Walmart. And that was what I originally thought when I saw He-Man here, but they're not. They're actually 7-inch figures, and that's really, really cool. They will fit in with the Master Universe Masterverse figures, just a little bit shorter, but probably closer to in height of the Super 7 figures and Classics Edition. But they do have a more slender look, if you can see that. I mean, He-Man here alone, we can see that he has the more animated power sword here, which looks amazing. He does have some articulation in the shoulders, but nothing in the arms, which is kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting that. We do have his traditional head sculpt, which really, for He-Man, looking pretty cool there. His straps seem to be separate from the body, so I think you can separate them. He does not have the Iron Cross. It seems to be more of a W than an H, I think. Just kidding. But yeah, definitely, he looks amazing. Not too much in terms of paint, but honestly, I don't mind the way he looks overall. Here he is, the figure himself, and I gotta say, he's got this very, very interesting stoic look, but it's got that, very He-Man appearance. Unlike the He-Man that we're very used to in the Origins or, the 80s version of He-Man, he doesn't have that slightly open jaw where you can see his teeth. No, this one's very, very much, a static pose. His lips are like closed, and he's just looking straight ahead, but still very much looking like the appearance of He-Man here. And I have to say, he's probably captured more of the He-Man sculpt in his face than some of the current Masterverse figures that have been released. He does have those signature straps, as we said before, and it's interesting to see here that the straps themselves do have the cordite on the top half of his straps is not colored in red. They are molded. We can see that there, several different units, but unlike the H here, which I can't help but say it looks more like a W, it's not colored in red at all. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's not very much paint on this figure at all. It's pretty much just the plastic that they've utilized here. Yeah, every single piece of him. I think maybe the The wrist guards, they might be painted. I think that's probably the only paint on this figure. And maybe the furry loincloth as well. I think that this plastic is actually yellow, and the furry loincloth is the actual paint version as well there. That's interesting. And of course, the boots are actually the molded plastic color as well. So it's very interesting seeing exactly how they put this figure together. He also comes with one accessory, which of course is the Sword of Power, and this of course is the Flimation version of the Sword of Power. Very interesting that they've gone this route. And when we look at him here on the full version, he definitely is more indicative of the animation style rather than the traditional squat versions of the much more muscular He-Man from the 1980s, as well as Master Universe Origins. Very, very interesting decision here by this particular company that's producing these. Here we have a wonderful back shot of He-Man, and we can see that his straps actually have what appears to be, at least in the Classics edition, would have been able to have a peg here for the holster for his Sword of Power. As it is right now, I think you're just going to have to use the traditional way of putting his sword on his back, which is just slip it in behind his straps, which is fine. But I do love the way everything is sculpted here. It looks really, really cool. But there actually is some copyright information, and from what I understand, these are actually officially licensed by Mattel somehow. So yeah, wonderful to see that this is happening. He does have some arm rotation and rotation, which actually goes to about 90 degrees, which is a pivot point, which actually goes to 90 degrees, which is amazing. I'm not sure how far his legs go, whether or not they articulate anything other than front and back, but still really cool to see that. And if it appears he's got a boot cut right here, which can twist his feet. No ankle articulation at all, though. I'm really liking this head sculpt. It really does, evoke He-Man. And like I said, in a lot of ways, it's actually way better than some of the offerings we've been getting from Masterverse. I'm sorry to say it that way, but it's actually true. I do believe that that's the case. And the sculpting is actually quite nice, I have to say. It is a more slender, sleeker body, again, lending itself better to the animation style. Very, very cool. Again, he comes in this wonderful packaging design, which is very indicative of the Titan Hero series, taller figures, which are closer to, I think, 10 inches. But yeah, there it is. And it is branded Mattel, so this must be a Mattel branded product. This is very, very cool. And honestly, I'm very interested in this if Mattel decides to bring this over to some of the lower end stores, marketed as budget action figure, maybe showing up in like Dollar Tree or dollar stores that are available, or maybe even some of the other clearance brands, Ollie's or any of those other stores. I think he would do really, really well there. Again, there's very, very minimal paint, but still, I do like the way he looks. Very, very cool. Not bad, Mattel. Not bad. The next figure that is showcased on the site, of course, is the Lord of Destruction. It is Skeletor. And he's looking pretty damn cool too, man. The head sculpt's a little bit off, but it is actually more in line with what's happening with Masterverse and with Origins. So, yeah, I can't really fault them for making a head sculpt like this. But other than that, he is looking really, really well put together for Skeletor. I mean, it's definitely Skeletor. You can see that right off the bat. And again, he's got that more slender, sleeker look. So it's definitely more along the lines of the animation style for Skeletor. Now, instead of coming in with the Havoc staff, he actually does come with the purple sword, which is indicative of the toy. Very interesting choice in this case. I personally would be a little bit more inclined to have him with the Havoc staff, which is more of his signature weapon from the animation. But again, this is a budget line, so I imagine that's probably one of the reasons why they decided to just go with the sword, as it means they don't have to tool another brand new accessory specifically for Skeletor. Interesting decision on that part, but still, he does look very, very interesting as a character here, and I would really not mind, depending on the price point, picking him up. Here we see the back, and this actually is interesting. Unlike He-Man, which has its own unique strap set, this is very, very traditional to the Master Universe original straps from the 1980s, as well as the Origins figures. We can see the tiny little attachment here in the middle with the actual button which holds it together, the two strap connectors on the left and the right, and really exactly the way you would do it in the Master Universe original 1980s toys, as well as the Origins figures. You would basically be sheathing his sword just on this little sling on his back. So very, very cool to see that. The front portion here for his loincloth, and the I'm not sure where that attaches from. It's hard to see on this section. As a matter of fact, it's hard to see where it actually detaches, if it detaches at all. I'm not even sure how they actually put that on. Well, maybe there's a cut on the side somewhere. I'm not really sure. But yeah, this Roman tunic is actually very, very interesting to see here. But other than that, he doesn't have a wonderful sculpt, especially on the backside as well. Here we have a really close-up of his head sculpt, and yeah, I mean, it is Skeletor. We can definitely see that. It's a bit chubby. I don't know if that makes any more sense. I mean, it's a skull, right? But I don't know. There's something about it which is just a little soft, I guess, compared to what we're used to for, you know, Skeletor's overall facial sculpt. However, it really does invoke the idea of a skeleton face, so I'm really not adverse to it. It looks pretty good in that opinion. I really do like the sculpting they're doing here on the strap work. It's actually very, very cool. The bat motif is well realized, as well as the shoulder pauldrons. They really are indicative of the character of Skeletor from a toy perspective. Yeah, I'm super excited for these figures. I wonder if we will possibly be getting versions of these coming to North America, perhaps again as in budget retail, like I said, maybe dollar stores, maybe Ollie's, up here in Canada, maybe Winners, or, you know, any of those smaller brands, because I have actually encountered, you know, larger size G.I. Joe figures which are very, very static in that same you know, price point. So I'm very interested to see if that'll actually come full circle and maybe show up here in Canada. That would be really, really interesting. The next figure in the line is Man-at-Arms, and this one's really, really cool. I like the way Duncan is sculpted here. We can see that they made a very interesting decision where Duncan's left arm is actually fully sculpted in yellow plastic. Again, this is a budget line of toys, so you know, the straps and some of the accessories are limited to a very basically one or two pieces. In this case, Duncan has a strap set which covers, you know, has most of his armor bits on the front, but his left arm is not separate from the actual armor piece itself. It's actually fully cast in yellow. That's an interesting decision, as we've never seen that before in the character. However, if we think back on it, that's a very interesting concept, because as we know from the animated series as well as the toy, his arm is actually supposed to be green. It's supposed to be like a full green jumpsuit, but they made the decision to actually cast this portion in yellow, which gives it a very, very definitive look. It's very, very cool. He does not sport his mustache that he picked up from the Master Universe Origins, which is funny because that is actually indicative of the animation. Whereas his boot set is very interesting, as they've literally once again sculpted lower left leg completely in a yellow plastic compared to his right leg. This is a wonderful decision, honestly. In terms of a budget line, this really helps to keep the costs down for the toy company while making some very interesting looking toys, I have to admit. Again, he's got that more slender body, which is more attuned to the animated series, and as far as that's concerned, these are really customizers' dreams. Let's not get that twisted. I mean, you could take this, put a wash on it, and really, you know, add that kind of flair to this character and give it a personality of your own. I think that's an amazing opportunity for a lot of customizers out there who want just a base figure and actually want to make something out of it. That'll be really, really cool. It doesn't appear like he comes with any additional accessories. It looks like the main accessory for him is just his armor straps. Very, very interesting decision. Again, it is a budget line, so that's not very surprising at all, really. None of the Titan Hero series figures, as far as I know, have too much in the way of accessories either. Yeah, it's interesting that they really are highlighting the fact that his left arm and left leg are actually completely sculpted in yellow plastic. I really do like that idea. The sculpting work, though, is honestly very, very good. I mean, look at all that additional detail they've added into this arm. Seriously, that's actually a really good amount of detail in there. I am very, very impressed at this whole project in general. And I believe it does actually say copyright Mattel. Upon closer inspection, I do actually believe those are actually two separate pieces. Very, very cool, which makes him very unique, and I think that's actually another reason why he doesn't have any additional accessories. Here we see him again, the more traditional version of a younger Man-at-Arms, if you will, no mustache, but looking very, very incredibly stoic and just ready to stand to attention, I guess. Very, very cool. The last figure in the set is, wow, it's Merman. Interesting choice. I have to say, very, very interesting choice. I would have expected it to be more like Trapjaw or perhaps a Beastman. But I think the reason they chose Merman here is because he can share parts with Skeletor. I think that's actually one of the reasons why they decided to go with Merman. He looks very cool. As a matter of fact, I think out of the entire set, he's actually the one I'm interested in the most. He has an incredible head sculpt. I mean, look at that head. Holy crap. It really is indicative of the original character from 1982. This Master Universe figure really hits the mark for me. I love the way the facial sculpt looks. He looks absolutely amazing. His straps are really, really well done and updated for 2023. I mean, seriously, this really does look like it has a melding of the Master Universe Origins version, but at the same time the sensibilities of the original line from back in the day. I love it. The green belt along with the bright orange trunks, very indicative of the character himself. And of course, the rest of his body is just cast in that one green plastic. And I gotta admit, they nailed the plastic color. He really does look like he belongs in this line. Again, very much in the style of Master Universe. Just loving this. The back side of him looks amazing as well. Again, I think that the strap set really does harken back to the original Origins line as well as the line from 1982. And again, it has the same mechanics that were included with the Skeletor set, and I believe Duncan's straps as well. Yes, the only one who's really different is He-Man. He-Man is the only one who actually has a very, very different strap set. Very interesting choices here that they've made for this particular line. He definitely reminds me of the 1982 figure while being more sleek and more defined. Again, more in line with what I would expect from the Flimation line. His face sculpt is just killing me. I love the way it looks. There is, of course, just a bit of paint on the face itself, as well as the eyes and the teeth. He looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm really, really interested in this figure. I'm seriously hoping that these will come to North America. And here he is in the box, again, harkening towards Marvel Titan Hero series. I mean, like, it is that sleeker box. There's not really much to it. I mean, obviously there's no accessories other than the straps that come with Merman here. But yeah, love the He-Man and the Master Universe branding. And it actually says He-Man and the Masters Universe, which is amazing. And of course, Merman or Aquatico. Beautiful stuff. Officially licensed by Mattel. This is incredible, guys. Holy crap. I'm crossing my fingers, seriously hoping that these are going to come to North America, because I would love to get my hands on any of these figures in this particular line and size of toys. And I got to tip my hat to Brazil. You guys got it first, and I am ever so jealous. Congratulations, Brazil. I hope you guys get them soon. Well, guys, I got to tell you, sometimes other countries really get the jump on us. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure we're going to be getting any of these figures up here in North America. They look pretty amazing, I got to tell you. They have this slender look, which is a lot different from the current Master Universe line, which, of course, goes with that, hooking kind of Origins style, which, of course, is reminiscent of the original Master Universe figures. But these are much more in line with a more Filmation style, more animation style. And I really actually am very interested in these figures. If they ever come here to the United States, I definitely will be interested in picking them up. But if there's any way that someone from Brazil, maybe the guys over at Canal dos Mineros, could possibly get us a couple of sets, that would be amazing. You guys are awesome. Guys, definitely head over and check out Canal dos Mineros and give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Guys, what are your thoughts? What do you think about these brand new figures heading to Brazil? They do look pretty awesome, don't they? And are they in your wheelhouse, the way they actually look? Kind of slender, kind of, more animation style? Or are they not the right scale? I mean, they are 7 inches tall, so they're actually more in line, closer to the Super 7 style from back in the day. Not quite as tall as the current existing Masterverse line. So it is interesting to see how far this will go. But guys, let me know in the comment section below if you're interested in picking these up, or if you know somebody in Brazil who might actually be able to send one of these. This will be great. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a like. It really does help me out. And if you're in the position to help out the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon page. It's MegaJRetro on Patreon. Guys, the patrons of this channel really help me make wonderful episodes every single week, and I really couldn't do it without them. They are the best. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate everything you guys do for me. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We have the power, everybody. We have the power. Good journey. Geek proud. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreon and channel member supporters. Thank you so much, everybody. It's thanks to your support that this channel continues to grow, and I really could not have done this without you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot and really helps the channel to keep growing.